Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee, and welcome to this Christmas card making tutorial. This is the card we're making today. It's this lovely little amaryllis, and it's a very simple design, and I love this ribbon here, which is the cherry cobbler and gold ribbon. Wishing you a bright and beautiful Christmas. So just another way to use what I think is a lovely stamp set. So as you can see here, this is the stamp set we're going to be using. Artful Amaryllis. So we're going to be using these two images here as well as the sentiment. So I've got the outline image set up here in my stamping tool, and I'm just going to pick it up with the lid, and I'm going to stamp a Memento Tuxedo Black to give me my outline. So give that a nice ink up, and you can use a block to do this, it works just as well. My Memento needs to be re-inked as I had a class recently, and I think after class it needed a re-ink. It was well used. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take my simple chamois here and give everything a little clean up. That's nice and squeaky. Okay, take this out, put it back in its home, and now we're going to do two-step stamping. So I'm going to stamp initially with my flowers here, so you're just going to, they're really easy to line up. I'm just going to take my time to do it, and there we go. Don't worry about your stamps getting stained, as you can see mine are. They'll still work perfectly fine. It's just that they're photopolymer, and photopolymer does stain. It's the nature of the product. If it doesn't, it might be a poorer quality acrylic, but good photopolymer stamps will actually stain, because that's the nature of them. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to ink this a few times to get the saturation I want. Give it a good press down. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. It will, maybe just one more. It will lighten up and smooth out as it dries. So yeah, that's fine. So let's clean this so we can remove it. So I've made a nice mess here. Simple chamois is perfect at cleaning things like this up. It does the most amazing job, and then you just wash it when you're finished with it under the tap, and it's ready to go again. Really great product, if I do say so. So I'm going to use now this little piece here, which I'm going to say are buds. You could take them as leaves, but I want them to be buds, so I'm going to do it in a darker red, which is cherry cobbler here. So I wanted to look I wanted to try and look darker than the other, which I think it will when it all dries. Okay, so give that a clean, because as you can see, I've made a nice mess. I'm going to bring in my leaf. And I'm going to actually stamp this in Lemon Lime Twist, which is not a colour I use very often, but I think it actually looks good here. It just helps to liven up the image, make it a bit brighter, not so dark, as you can see. And I'm going to stamp it a few times. So there we go. Now I'm going to cut this image out using the matching dies, which are these here. In a previous video I have used all these other dies and made a lovely amaryllis card just using the dies, and I'll link that at the end of this video, so do check that out. But for now I'm just going to cut this out using the dies. But actually before that, while I'm thinking about it, let's do stamp our sentiment before we do that. So let me clean up this mess again. sticking nice and good to my mat, which it should. So let's see, sending happy thoughts now. I want this one here. Wishing you a bright and beautiful Christmas. And we're going to stamp in cherry cobbler. So let's pick this up with our lid. Lovely, so now I will cut up my amaryllis and I'll see you back in a second. Okay, so I've cut out our amaryllis and I've cut out my sentiment, and I just backed it on a little piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. So let's put together our card. Our card base is thick basic white, so it's a standard A6 card base. It's an A4 sheet cut in half and then fold in half. And then I've got a piece of designer series paper here. This is from A Little Bit Festive. And this just measures my normal standard mat, as I call it, 14.35 centimeters by 10. But all these measurements will be on the blog post on my website, as well as the supply list, and you can find the link to that in the description box below. There we go. And then I've got a little piece here of scrap, and I think I'm just going to, should I put it on the inside? Nah, I don't think it looks good there. Right. I've got here some of this gorgeous ribbon. This is the cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, and I just need some scissors. Here they are. I'll just take off a piece, and then I want it to lie flat on my thingy-majig, my card. So I'm going to get some tear and tape here. Just gently, I'm going to go along and just line the back with the tear and tape. Give it a good press down so it'll take, and this just stiffens the ribbon as well. And I'm going to remove the backing if I can. There we go. And I'm just going to lie it across roughly around there. No, I should have done this before, but I can just tuck this in underneath, because I haven't got the glue all the way to the edge. So there we go. Now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of my amaryllis, and I'm going to use some of these bigger dimensionals here. Let's see if we can fit one there. I'm generous with my dimensionals. And then I am going to use, I have some scraps here of my, what do you call this stuff? Foam adhesive strips, and I'm just going to use some of that here and take off all these backings. If you take off the backings like you did see me do for the foam adhesive strips before you put it down, it makes it much more malleable to bend into the position that you want it to go into. So that's always a good idea. So let's put this down wherever we want it. Somewhere like that will be great. Get rid of these backings. Okay, we don't need that anymore. And then I am going to put some dimensionals on the back of this as well. I know some people will be having a heart attack at how many dimensionals I'm using, but it's my project, it's my dimensionals. I don't want this to get squished when it goes to the rollers and the post. And in the UK we don't have an option for hand sorting. it all has to go through the machine. So I wanted to have some even dimension. So there we go. Now we're going to attempt to tie a bow with this ribbon. I love this ribbon. I think I just love the deep red, the cherry cobbler and the gold together. And it's a beautifully soft ribbon as well. So it should make a bow nicely if you're good at making bows. As you can see, that skill has bypassed me. But anyway, it will be what it will be. It will look cute anyway because the ribbon is cute. Well, that's what I tell myself. So let's trim this a little bit more. And we're going to use some of our glue dots. I couldn't think of the name for a second. I'm just going to stick that down there. Get rid of these, and then we have some finishing touches. Sorry about the squeak. We have some finishing touches, and that's these adhesive back transparent dots. And we're going to use some of these just to sprinkle them around. So just a few here and there. I'm going to keep to a visual triangle with this, I think. So let's put them two there. And there we have our two cards. I hope you liked them. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that notification button. If you want to see more projects and stuff, do head over to my blog post, and you can find the link to that in the description box below, as well as the link to all my social media stuff, including my Facebook group, where I host a monthly online card club and we do fortnightly challenges and such like, so do check it out. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.